What up, you butt nuggets? Welcome back to the Homie Squak. No, I didn't. I don't think I did.
Take it back!
I don't know. Anyway, I'm Kyle, and with me, as always, Gigi, Hannah, and Trevor.
Guess we're just butt nuggets now.
We're here.
You're not the butt nugget. We've been over this. You're not the butt nuggets.
Rehashed butt nuggets.
The audience is the butt nuggets, not you.
If it makes you feel any better, there's a company out there that publishes records called Butt Nuggets.
Yeah, that's the inspiration for this. So wherever you butt nuggets are, thank you. Anyway, so yeah, just like any other episode, we're gonna ask and answer some more questions that we've come up with. This week just so happens to be musical themed. I don't really know how that started,
Music
but
themed.
Whatever.
We're
Musical
talking
is a different
musical,
thing.
guys.
Jazz hands!
Jazz
Jazz fingers!
hands.
This is the
Look
intro.
it over here.
The intro, and everyone's just talking whenever they feel like it.
Just nuggeting their butts all over it.
Ew. Sounds so gross.
It does. Just don't mind me nuggeting my butt.
Ew, stop.
You started this.
Anyway,
Intro.
So without further ado, let's just get into the questions. Oh, wow.
Greedy of the
Whoa.
butt nuggets.
10-piece butt nugget, please.
Would you like dipping sauce?
I got my own sauce to dip my nuggets into.
Man,
Oh.
special sauce. Oh man.
There's a hint of gooch in there.
Oh god.
Start the questions, please.
I'm trying. Okay, so my questions are like 4 different questions. So
Yeah.
do we want to just read them all, or are we gonna just I read one and then you guys say the song, or just how do you want to do that?
Maybe one at a time actually might be better.
Okay.
I don't know.
So what would
Yeah.
be your entrance song for when you walk into work?
Okay. I would like to think that my entrance song to walking into work is the same as the theme from Cowboy Bebop. It's called Tank.
Tank.
And it would be my song because I like how it's very much jazz. Like it's one of the jazziest themes you'll ever hear, but it starts out with the vocalist just going, "Let's go ahead and pull ourselves together." And there's like a little bit of hints of jazz, and then he says 3, 2, 1, let's jam. And then it goes right into it. So I'm like, yeah, I think that's how I start my day.
That's just how I would like to start my day.
But yeah.
Thanks.
Tank.
I tried not to overthink this too much, so I just went with a song by Black Sabbath. It's called Sweet Leaf, and the only reason is at the beginning of the song, there's like this sample of someone coughing. It's like the reason I put it is like everyone's like gonna like if you hear the song, like it really catches your attention because it's a really like loud cough, like it's really obnoxious. So like
And it's on repeat too.
yeah. And then after that, there's like a really cool guitar riff, but yeah, I just feel like the cough, like it's just gonna catch people's attention. It's like, oh shit, Kyle's here.
It's a little differently in a year with a pandemic, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's that guy with COVID again. He won't stay home.
But he's here.
Yeah.
Okay, for mine, I just went with. I also didn't want to overthink it, so I went with DMX's "X Gon' Give It to You."
Nice.
That's a great way to start your day, right
Yeah.
Good intro song. Yeah.
With the growl at the entrance and everything.
Oh man.
Trev's gonna give it to you.
Mhm.
Does Doesn't matter if you ask for it or not. He's
Yeah.
still gonna give it.
Nobody asked for it.
Nobody ever
Nobody.
asked for it.
Maybe Gigi, but none of us.
But none of us. Okay, and then, so for me, I went with Like a Girl by Lizzo. It's very female positive lyrics, talking pretty much like being a powerful woman. But one of my favorite phrases in there, she's like, she says bad bitch, and like every time she says it, I just feel like, yeah, I am a bad bitch. So that's how I want to walk into work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just, don't you have like a desk job?
I do, but you know,
She's got
I
nails
got
like
this.
3 inches long.
Gotta keep people in line, man.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, a song you play when you walk out of a job you hate, or hate it, I guess, because you're leaving it. So
For me, I picked a song called Na Na by Lone Moon and Shadiant. And that's all I'm going to say about that. You
I'm
can
gonna have
feel
to look up
free
these
to
songs.
Same.
look up the song after the podcast so we don't get
Yeah.
copyrighted, but you'll see why.
Sing it, Hannah.
Nah.
Sing it.
Na Na.
Nana.
Oh,
Nana dog.
Oh, there's my pencil. Okay. Nah, nah, by who?
By Lone Moon,
Oh, Moon.
comma,
Uh-huh.
Shadiant.
Can you spell that?
On the podcast for you? Why
I can
sure?
find it. It's fine. I'll know what I mean.
I'm sure if you
Yeah.
typed in Lone Moon, it would come up.
Yeah.
Probably.
You'll
Okay.
see why.
Cool.
All right.
Jump.
The song that I picked was more of a rebellious song. It was "Fight for Your Right" by Beastie Boys.
Nice.
Because I mean, that song they talk more about like not wanting to go to school, but I mean, it can apply to anything that you do, like whether it's work or school.
Yeah.
And I mean, the song's basically just like, you want to just rebel and fight for your right to party. Like that's pretty much it. I'm not much of a party person, but like if I was the type of person that would walk out on a job, then I guess that would
That's
be
what
the
you
song. Yeah. I would fight for my right.
Yeah, fight for your right to go home
To
and play
quit.
video games by yourself.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay. Mine was called Middle Fingers,
Oh.
and the band. I don't know if you're supposed to like say the letters, but it's in all caps. It's Missio, so maybe it's like Mizio or something like
Oh,
that.
I've heard of
We've
them.
actually heard this song, GD.
I don't know their name.
Oh yeah.
There's
This
a
is the only
song-
song I know from them.
They have a song called Deep Blue Sea that's really, really good too.
So, did I get it right? Do you have to say the letters, or do you say like Missio or something like that?
I've always said Missio.
Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, that would be my song.
Is that the one that's like middle fingers in the
Middle
air?
fingers in the air, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so for me, I wrote two. The first one would be like me, like the first, I guess, moving. I don't know. I have two songs. So one is "Move Bitch" by Ludacris.
Get out
Which-
the way.
Yeah, which is a classic because like "Move Bitch," I'm done. And then the next one is "Fuck Off" by The Lonely Island.
Dang,
Nice.
Yeah.
you
if
really
I
hated that job.
if I
Yeah,
did a good
seriously.
job, yeah, that's what I would. Yeah.
That's like when you're like throwing things on the ground as you're leaving.
Yeah.
It's
Just-
more of like what I imagine is like I'm leaving, and someone's coming up to me to ask me like a question or for help, and I'm just like, nope, bye. Just push you out of the way. Yeah, you can fuck off and just flipping them off as I leave. It's gonna be great.
You know, I like to think if I could add one to mine, it would be "My Way" by Frank Sinatra.
Oh, nice.
That's a good song.
That would be a good one to leave on too.
Yeah. Okay, so the next one was a song you play to hint you like someone.
To hint.
To hint at,
Just a hint.
settle.
I had a hard time picking this one. I had like so many that I was like, maybe. But
I was thinking, I don't like people.
hey,
That hurts.
yeah. Ouch. I picked I Think We're Alone Now by Tiffany
Ooh,
because
I like that song.
I really like that song, and I think it's not like very direct either.
Yeah.
Like it's more of like a cutesy kind of flirty song
Hmm.
where they're kind
Yeah.
of dancing around what they want to do and not
Yeah.
really like straight to the point.
Jeez.
Wow. Okay.
So I like it for the like I'm dancing around what I actually want value of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that is cute.
Yeah.
So I went with a song by The Lonely Island. I actually took this as a joke.
Oh boy.
So I just said Dick in a Box by The Lonely Island. I just think of that opening line where he's just like, "Hey, girl."
Yeah.
Like that's me trying to like hit on a girl that I like. Not really, but you know.
Yeah.
For like a quick second, I forgot about that song, and I thought you were gonna use the "Jizz in My Pants" song.
Oh,
and I was
God.
like, oh, hint you like
That was
someone,
like a runner up. Both had the same effect.
True.
Okay, so I just thought of another one, so I'm gonna have two. First one is Jamaica from Led Zeppelin, and I'm gonna leave it up to you guys to figure out why.
Is that how that
And then-
song's said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then the second one, as a joke, WAP by Cardi B
Oh
and
my
Megan
God.
Thee Stallion.
Wait,
Oh.
Trevor's heard of Cardi B?
Yeah, right?
Unfortunately.
It's his favorite.
I actually hear that played at my work a lot more than I should.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man. Um, so I only have one song, and it's a very direct song. If you watch Scrubs, you would know it. It's sung by Ted. I believe he's like the accountant for the hospital.
Oh.
And the Gooch, which happens to be his girlfriend at the time.
The Gooch?
And, yeah.
Oh.
She's a comedy.
Kate Micucci.
Yeah. So she went by the Gooch. Anyways, it's a song called "I Like You." It starts off kind of cute because he's like, "Oh, I really want to kiss you," or "I really want to hug you," and then it ends with them being like, "I really want to like do it."
Yeah.
So yeah, very subtle.
It escalates.
Yes, subtle.
Yeah, it's subtle, but it gets the point across. Like I said, it starts off really cute, like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I want to kiss you," and then yeah, they get to
Although I believe early on in the song, she's the one who says, "I really want to do you," but he's saying like, "Hug you." I think.
yeah, he's saying all the sensitive stuff.
Like she starts out hard.
She does.
Hardcore.
And I mean, that's
Oh,
okay.
boy.
And then the last question was, and the end credit song to a movie about your life.
Yes.
Yes.
I have two.
Nice.
The first one I put was a song called "What Did I Miss?" It's from Hamilton. And it's basically about Thomas Jefferson being in France while a bunch of revolution stuff was going on, and he comes home and they're like, "Yo, now you're the Secretary of State, so like come in and start doing stuff." And he's like, "What did I miss?"
What the fuck?
Yeah. I thought that would be a good one to go out on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also my other pick was "House of the Rising Sun" by the Animals.
Nice.
I like that song. It's kind of a good balance of like old timey sounds, but also like very dark tones because it's all about like, depressing times in New Orleans.
Yeah.
So I like the balance of it, and I think life is about balance and finding balance. So,
Yes.
yeah. I think it'd be a good one to also go out on.
Yeah.
Solid choice.
For me, I went with the end credit song from SpongeBob. I don't know if you guys watch SpongeBob at all, but
The
No,
like
used to.
boom, bing, ding,
yeah,
that one.
yeah,
Oh my god.
exactly. That's the one.
Okay.
I
Explain.
love it.
It's just it's a nice little tune to end my life or the story of my life.
Oh my god.
Whoa,
Jesus.
Kyle, too far.
Yeah, Kyle,
Sorry.
bring it back.
SpongeBob will be the death of me.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
Goodbye, Sponge.
It's like I don't know. It's like this really just like quirky little outro song at the end of every
Just how-
SpongeBob episode, and I don't know. I like it. that's my pick. Enough said.
I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have another twofer for this one. Actually, it's pretty much like a three.
Oh boy,
Um,
three
Oh,
one of
ways?
them's
jeez.
a double song.
Double song.
Yeah.
What
So
does
the
that
one
even
I
mean?
chose would be Brain Damage / Eclipse from Pink Floyd.
Cute.
It's the end two songs to the album Dark Side of the Moon.
Never heard of it.
I think. And then, realistically speaking, even though I fucking hate this song, it would probably be Happy by Pharrell Williams. I can't stand that song, but it would probably be that.
Why would it be that? Why do you?
Just because it's supposed to be like an upbeat song and like you're cheering and you're trying to like get everyone else, pumped up and happy and shit.
But like, why'd you pick it? You could have picked another happy
Because-
song.
Well, I don't know.
I can see the credits for this movie rolling, and it's just playing Pharrell's Happy, but there's just pictures of Trevor looking sad rolling up.
Ironically happy.
Just multiple pictures of him just looking sad or like don't care.
No, it's
God.
it's gonna be like a montage of pictures of Trevor like beating up the record, whatever record that
God.
that came off of.
It's just beating up Pharrell's hat.
Just beating up a minion.
I'll be in the audience at like the premiere or something and just walk out on my own movie.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear that shit.
he just starts booing in the theater.
Oh my god. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, and then for me, my end credits song would be Only You by the Platters. If you've played Far Cry 5, you know
Nope.
what that song triggers. And it's hilarious because that's the song Trevor and I danced to at our wedding.
Yeah.
And it was more ironically because it was more of an inside joke between us. And I don't think anyone else has played Far Cry 5 that attended the wedding.
But you guys should. That was a really good game.
knows what it
I've
means.
wanted to.
So pretty much this song triggers this, how would you say, like a kill incentive in you?
Jeez.
So you're like, pretty much, you're the character, the song starts playing, and you go into this killing rampage. So that's what I would want. End of my movie, people start just going crazy.
Wow.
Oh wow.
The end.
Happy ending.
Yeah, but then it's also the song that we played at our wedding, so people would be like, "Oh, how cute! It's the Emperor's Dance song," and then bloodshed.
It's got a double meaning to it.
Yes.
Reminds me of Kingsman when they had that one song that made everybody go nuts in the church.
Go nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be what is that? Kingsman.
Well, that was a lot of good music.
Yeah.
Now it's time to kill it.
Kill it.
My question for this week. was if music were removed from the world entirely, how would you cope?
Boo.
Wow!
New question.
We'll be right back.
Leave the group!
God.
Oh gosh.
No. I mean, actually, that's pretty much my feelings on that question, for real. But I'll explain. So personally,
Let me explain.
I feel like I would probably lose my mind. Because I surround myself with music a lot. And I just don't see myself like not listening to music, even in like a single day. Like I feel like it's all around me constantly. And I mean, I think it's one thing to like imagine music for like if it never existed, like ever, and nobody even knew that there was this thing called music and it just never existed. Because then it's like, oh yeah, that's just normal. Like this is how we live our lives in silence. Um,
Normal thing.
but I mean, but just judging the question, like based off the question, it's more like we had it one day and then the next day it's just gone. So that would be really devastating for me. Um, I just feel like I would slowly lose my mind, and I don't know if I would ever really recover. I know it sounds a bit dramatic, but I mean,
That's Kyle.
yeah, that's no, that's not Kyle. That's just how I think I would like. I would lose my mind, like no joke. But
Up in here, up in here.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean, for work every day, like I'm in a car, like a lot. So 95% of the time, I'm listening to music. Sometimes it's something else, but obviously, I can occupy my time with something else, like a podcast or
And
like
board games.
Well, he's driving.
while I'm driving,
Duh.
playing some solitaire.
Sound of your own voice yelling at the car next to you.
Learn to merge. um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. The other thing I thought about for this question was like music often makes things a lot better, like movies and video games and every other source of entertainment, because like I don't know, just imagine watching a Star Wars movie without music. Like that would make it mediocre at
Yeah.
best. I
I'm just
just
imagining from the Lord of the Rings, the scene where they're running on across the hills, like in Two Towers and stuff, to Rohan, and it's just nothing but silence.
Oh
No,
no.
you would hear Gimli farting the whole way.
The whole way. You just hear like them like,
Oh
but
god.
like you would hear nothing else. The music in that scene makes it so much better.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
I can totally see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Or it's like those videos where like they take out the soundtrack, or not the soundtrack, the fake laughter from like shows just to show you how unfunny it is.
Yeah.
So it's just them like just standing there awkwardly while they're supposed to be the laugh track, but there isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen? I feel like we've shared it in our group, but there's a video on YouTube where they took the music out of that scene from Spider-Man 3 when he's walking down the street all,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
cocky and stuff. Like that would be
Yeah.
so weird in every movie where it's just all the natural sounds and there's no music.
Yeah.
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 It would just make things so awkward. So yeah, overall, life without music, that would suck. I don't know if I'd be able to cope.
I put it would be a weird transition, definitely. So many things will have to change. Like, you can't watch a show or a movie without music being added in. I think there are a couple episodes from like a couple shows where like they intentionally didn't have music just to show like the impact. One thing that um, kind of brought to mind was there was a episode of The Magicians where it was all silent because it's from the perspective of a deaf magician. So it's just showing you like what she goes through. being deaf. But I think people would turn to art more to express themselves, or maybe like poetry. So there might be like an uprise in paintings and sculptures and poetry and stuff. But personally speaking, I think I would be bored more often. But like Kyle said, I would turn to podcasts. Like I already listen to a lot of podcasts, so there'd just be nothing but podcasts from now on.
Yep.
But I think I would be able to manage. Certainly far better than Kyle.
Yeah, apparently.
I think you'd be the only one.
I'm a big boy. Yeah, so for me, I said not well. It'd be a very sad day.
Sad life.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh, it's for one
My
day.
life is not going to continue without it.
Oh, fuck.
I also put, I may try to like recreate music. Like, I'm assuming it's not just banned. I'm just assuming that it's just gone.
It's against the law.
No, it's just gone.
Like, you can't even make a rhythm?
Nope.
Like, what kind
It's
of
just gone.
sorcery is that?
Going to a theater near you.
I feel so lost because I listen to music like all the time. I can't.
Are you listening to music
That's
right
why.
now?
I mean, technically in the game there's music.
Oh.
So.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Mine's muted.
But yeah, I would just die. That's it. I could not do it. I could not.
I could not.
I could not. I think I rely on it too much.
Same.
Just let it go.
Yeah, so if someone steals our car radio, Gigi will off herself immediately.
No, I have my Bluetooth speakers, so I still have a way. I have headphones. There is a
Where
way.
there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
Fuck,
But your
I forgot to
headphones will be
charge it.
fine.
Whoosh.
I think I'm in the same boat as you guys. I would not be able to cope very well.
Right.
I rely on music way too much, and to me, being someone who writes and draws and creates stories and stuff, uh, music is just another medium for me to, find a story. Like, even if it's instrumental and doesn't have any lyrics, like, there's still a story that can be found in any piece of music.
Yeah.
And that's one of like the most treasured things I have is being able to find those stories or interpret something a certain way. It's also very inspirational for my own work, so I think without music I would be very dull and not nearly as inspired to be creative at all without it. So, and like Kyle said, music makes everything better. So, yeah, I would not cope.
Not good, Captain. Not good.
Yeah, we're going down.
All right.
Yep.
So let's drag ourselves out of that depressive hole or whatever.
It's not gonna happen, Kyle. So calm down.
Stop trying to make depressive holes happen. It's not going to happen.
That was so last year. Anyway, so my question for today. So
Back the music.
is sort of like a sequel to a question that we asked like a long time ago on the show.
The sequel. Is it gonna be better than the first?
It never is.
The book's always better.
So based off of everyone's favorite song off their favorite album, what is your favorite song off of their favorite album? And then to give a refresher, Gigi's favorite album was Sam's Town by The Killers, and her song was For Reasons Unknown.
Woo, woo, woo.
I don't know why she likes that song.
Applaud yourself.
What?
Hannah's. Hey, I'm talking. Hannah's favorite album was Fallen by Evanescence, and her favorite song was Tourniquet. My favorite album was Dirt by Alice in Chains, and way back then I said one song, but I'm changing it now. My favorite song is Them Bones, and then Trevor's album is Houses of the Holy by Led Zeppelin, and his song was his song was Over the Hills and Far Away.
Okay. So I'll go in alphabetical order. For Gigi's, I chose the song Sam's Town. This is, I think, a really good song. It starts off really strong and then it slows down just a little bit and then it picks it back up and then it ends with the I See London part, which is fantastic. It's almost like a roller coaster of a song. For Hannah, I struggled with this one.
Thanks.
I put in the work too, Hannah. I listened to this album like 3 or 4 times, just in a row.
A for effort.
I never really got into Evanescence, but I chose My Immortal. I really like the piano part, and I think this is just my opinion, but her singing is the best on this song. For Kyle's, I also struggle with this one. Alice in Chains isn't a band I go out of my way to listen to, but to my surprise, I've actually already heard I think like 4 songs on this
Same.
album. And I chose Rooster.
Nice.
Oh God.
I really like his. I'm gonna call it cooing, although I don't think it would be considered cooing. Like the
Oh, the
that
part at the beginning and the end when
yeah.
yeah.
And then I think there's some pretty cool heavy sounding guitars and rhythm in this song.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
What?
I'm just thinking of Baby Yoda every time someone says cool.
Oh my God.
I'm
These
sorry.
things.
Cool. Ooh.
I accept your pick, Trevor.
Well, you don't have a choice.
Okay. So I will also go in alphabetical order. So for Hannah's, I too picked My Immortal, which was very interesting. Re-listening to the album, I had to do the math because I was starting to like have weird like emotional flashbacks when I was listening to it. And then I realized why. Because it came out like over 18 years ago. So I was 10, and a lot of stuff had happened during that time.
Hmm.
And I really bonded with this song over it. And it's still one of my favorites now when I listen to it. Yeah. For Kyle, I had 2, but I'm gonna go with Down in a Hole as my favorite.
Nice.
Sick Man, like for the first time I listened to it, I liked it because it sounded different than the rest of the songs. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with Down in the Hole for that one. And then for Trevor's, I picked Dear Maker because it's the first song that I really liked on the album. Though Over the Hills and Far Away is definitely one of my favorites from that album.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I'll go in whatever order I want. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Funniest woman.
Starting with Gigi. Because that's the easy one. We all know
okay.
this. My favorite song is When You Were Young off of Sam's Town
Yes.
because it's just so good. I really like the sound of his voice in that song. It just sounds a little bit different than the normal Killer's mood he puts out to most of his songs. Like you can tell, I mean, with any artist, you can tell like when they're really in their style, and this was kind of a little bit outside of it, so I just really enjoyed it. I also like just the reminiscing parts of this song that are like, you know, longing. This lady's longing for her lover, but she doesn't really understand what he is or anything. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. Um, for Trevor on Houses of the Holy, I picked The Ocean.
Nice.
I really like the kind of freedom of that song. They're talking about, hitting moonshine and like no time to pack your bags, just want to be out in the sun and singing about the light of day and stuff. I just like that freedom that it kind of gives, and I think the ocean is always a perfect metaphor for freedom because it's just, you can't control the ocean. So,
It's actually about the audience.
well, I'm interpreting a different way. Y'all, okay? You don't have a choice
actually,
in
Hannah.
this. Remember, there's no choice here.
No, in choosing the favorite, sure, but Robert Plant himself has said this song is about the audience.
Well, cool. I interpreted a different way.
Thanks.
Anyways, back to it. For Kyle's album, I realized I had definitely heard some songs before, but like I, again, am not too fluent in Alice in Chains. Like that was like Trevor said, it's not a band I would go out of my way to listen to. And surprisingly, even though I grew up, listening to screamo and metal and 80s rock, 90s rock, all the rock, all the rock influences from my dad, this one never really came up all that much. So, yeah, I was surprised when I did hear a couple things. I was like, oh, I've heard that on the radio before, but for this one, I picked Angry Chair.
Nice.
I like that, how it sounds. I like, I'm not gonna say I like the message because I did a little bit of research on it and I was like, oh, that's what that's about.
Yeah, it's all about drugs.
But it is very interesting. I think it's an interesting character study of him and what his mind, where his mind was when he was making the song, and kind of felt like, going on this journey with someone who was, going downhill and you couldn't really do anything to stop it or anything like that, but you just had to kind of observe it.
Yeah.
And it was just interesting to hear that, and like the guitar is awesome in that, so.
Yeah, you can't deny that guitar, the riff at the beginning. I love that.
Yes. Actually, is that one about the audience too?
No, it's all about his drug addiction, trust me.
I know.
Yep,
all
that's my
right.
picks.
Nice. So for me, for Gigi's album, freaking Trevor stole it from me, but I also picked Sam's Town. For me, this song was a really strong opening for the album. It kind of felt like a journey because, like Trevor was saying, it has like these soft moments and these big moments, and I feel like it was really just like, it was just a journey, like going through it, and it was one of those songs that I had a lot of fun listening to it, and I actually saved it to my liked songs on Spotify. So there you go.
Nice.
And there were a couple other songs that I actually really enjoyed too.
Just a couple though.
I don't care.
There was a handful. But yeah, and then for Hannah's, I kind of had trouble with this one, not because I didn't like it, because I did like it, and it was hard to like narrow down which one to pick. But I ended up going with Imaginary. That song for me like was just, I don't know, it was really great. And then I remember I was talking about it with Hannah the other day when I just said like, oh yeah, the transition between Tourniquet and Imaginary on the album is really cool. And Tourniquet was one of those songs too where I was like, this song might actually be my favorite too. And then there was a couple of other ones that like really stood out to me. Actually, one that I almost picked was actually "Hello," because
Ooh,
Yes.
good one.
that song's really like haunting and really sad, and
Yes.
I dig that shit. But I didn't go with it. But that was like a close second for me. And then for Trevor's album, I know this album really well. It's my favorite Led Zeppelin album as well. Um,
Cute.
I had a tough time choosing my favorite on here though, because there's a lot. It came down to the ocean or over the hills and far away, but I ended up going with the ocean.
Yay! It's
Um,
about the
I
audience, remember.
yeah, yeah, just because they wrote it for me as the audience. That's why. No, but kind of the same, similar as what Hannah was saying about how it's kind of like this loose flow with the song. And I mean, I don't know, I can kind of get that same vibe in Over the Hills as well. Um, I kind of go back and forth on these two songs as like my favorites on the album, because Over the Hills, like for me, also feels like kind of a Journey song. Not Journey the band, but like it's a journey of a song. Because it starts off really soft and then it has like this really awesome groove. But the ocean, I don't know, for me the ocean's just like a groove through and through all the way, and it's a really good song. So yeah, those are my picks.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Groove-alicious.
Yeah.
Delicious definitions.
Meanwhile, back in the 80s.
The 80s.
Okay, and to round it off, I'm not going to repeat this, so pay attention.
Okay.
What's your favorite song on your least favorite album from your favorite artist?
Could you repeat that?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Everybody gets one.
So I have not heard the Killer's new album enough to count it in the albums, so I'm not including it when I was thinking of my least favorite album. Um, but I went with the album that came out before the newer album, which is Wonderful. Um, I had a hard time trying to like get through it because their sound's a little different now. Um, and all the other ones like I've listened to like hundreds of times. And that one like it's okay. But my favorite song on there is a song called "The Man," which Brendan Flowers has said was like it represented him when the Killers first came out. He talks about being very cocky, being like, "I got this shit," um, and that's just how he felt when the Killers first became very popular. And um, I don't know, just it's just him explaining him in his younger days of thinking because they hit fame that he was the shit, and then but really shit still happens to you even when you are famous. I don't know. I think it's catchy, and I like the story behind it. Yeah.
Nice. Um, well, it's hard to say what my least favorite Evanescence album is because I love them all. um, but I think if I had to pick a least favorite, it would probably be their second album, which is The Open Door. Um, they went a little bit more lyrical with a lot of their songs on it, and it kind of changed up the heavy rock feel for me a bit. But I still do really enjoy all the songs on there. It's just like a different liking to them. So I think my favorite though off of that album is a tie between the first two tracks. The first one being Sweet Sacrifice, and the second being Call Me When You're Sober.
Nice. I know those
Um,
two songs.
yeah. Sweet Sacrifice is really it does keep like the hard rock aspect of everything. And I remember the music video for it being very, very dark as well. And I just really enjoy the sound of it. And then for Call Me When You're Sober, um, it was a little bit different than what they'd already posted out so far for anything that they've done at the time.
Hmm.
But her lyrical performance in that song is really good. So I have to give it major props. And that music video, actually, when I was a kid, I used to watch the top 20 music videos on MTV like every morning before school.
Yeah.
It was on at like 6 a.m. and so I'd get up just to watch it and then go to school or whatever. That song stayed at number one for like 3 months.
Nice.
It was that good. So I was like, heck yeah.
For me, despite what you may think, my favorite band is not Alice in Chains. I prefer to think that I don't really have a favorite band because I listen to so many different artists and I have a lot of love and appreciation for a lot, and my favorites kind of change over time. But if I had to pick one favorite, I'm actually going to go with System of a Down because because they've been they've been my favorite.
So random.
God damn it. They're more of like a nostalgic band for me because it was like the first band that I really like listened to as a kid, like that I remember. It was like them and Queen. And my dad and I bonded over them a lot, and I remember picking up the last album that they put out in 2005, Hypnotize. I remember picking it up at Circuit City back when that was a place.
Oh, dang.
Oh my god.
And I was really excited to listen to it. My dad and I both were, and it didn't disappoint, even though the band was pretty much already broken up, or they were about to be. The fact that they were still able to put out a really good album, even though the lead singer, mostly it was just him, who was just completely uninspired to be in the band anymore. Despite his feelings about the band, they still put out like a really solid record. But with that being said, my least favorite album by them, if I had to choose one, I don't really think they do have a bad album, but my least favorite would probably be their debut album. For me, there's a lot of great songs on there. There's a lot of great songs on there, but there's also a lot that are really out there for me. Like if
Understand it, man.
how are you ever going to understand them? Like half of what they say is just like, what? But
Oh, there's a song about pogo sticks.
yeah, but what do you
That
think?
album, though.
What do you think it's code for, Hannah? What do you think the pogo stick actually is?
Penis!
Thank you, Gigi. A plus.
I'm a true fan.
No, so yeah, on that
I really
first.
like the dance.
My God. So anyway, that first album for me, a lot of great songs on there, but also some that are kind of out there. And like, if I listen to some of those random songs on my own, I'd probably skip them. But listening to the album as a whole is great. And then my favorite song off of that album is Spiders, which is actually like my favorite System of a Down song, at least one of. That song's really it's really dark and brooding, and it really shows off some really cool guitar work. The hook is great, and his voice in that song is outstanding.
Could you perform it for us? That'd be great. Thanks.
Not today. It's like a really haunting song, and it gets stuck in my head all the time. The first half is pretty soft, and then it picks up in the second half. But yeah, like I said, the album has a ton of great songs, and I don't feel like they've ever released a bad album, but I just feel like the first one would be probably, despite their energy level, I feel like it was at their peak in that debut album. But I don't know, their energy can be a little much at times because half the time I don't know what they're talking about still, even to this day. But overall, that's my pick.
Good for you.
Okay, so for me, I chose Presence, which is Led Zeppelin's. I don't know. I think he
Christmas
was
album?
either what?
Christmas album?
Yes. Uh,
Presents?
I had a really hard time choosing this as well, um, but I went over Coda, which was released after John Bonham's death. It was kind of like their stored songs, I guess you could say. But honestly, I think Coda, even if it was just, leftover songs, like it was still a pretty good album.
Solid.
Yeah. So I went with Presence would, as my least favorite Led Zeppelin album, but it has probably one of my top 10 songs on there.
Nice.
Achilles' Last Stand, which goes up to a whopping 10 minutes and 31 seconds.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah. Um, this song is epic in every sense of the word.
A journey.
Just, yeah, the drums and the guitar and the singing, like everything about it is just absolutely fantastic. And yeah, like Kyle said, it is a journey. And like I said about Sam's Town, like this is a roller coaster of a song. Like there's highs and lows, and it's just the overall great song if you can go 10 minutes of one song.
Oh, I can go
Skip.
10 minutes.
Trapped in the Drive-Thru by Weird Al is like 11 minutes.
Jeez.
That's it.
All right.
That's all for me.
That was all the questions, huh?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Look at that. We're getting shorter and shorter on these podcasts. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but
We
All
got
right.
it down to a science.
Yeah,
um
being more concise.
yeah. So are we still doing would you rathers or
I've got music-related ones.
hey
Hannah with theme.
Hannah with the win. All right, Hannah, what you got?
Alright. Would you rather listen to your least favorite genre for 24 hours
God, fuck.
or never listen to your favorite genre for 6 months?
Oh, fuck. I'll do the
Wait,
worst
but
job.
after 6 months, you can listen to it all you want?
Yeah. It's
I'll
just
wait the 6
basically
months.
judging your time. Like, if you would do 24 hours of your least favorite or none of your favorite for 6 months.
Is it 24 hours straight?
Great.
So
Oh,
like I
shit.
can't even sleep?
Nope.
I have to just stay up and listen to this terrible thing for 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
But it
do
would
the
only be
24
24 hours
Yeah.
rather than half a year without your favorite music.
Yeah.
No, I'll go with the 6 months because I like I'll just go with like rap or hip hop or something.
Hippity hop.
Hippity
I think I
hap.
would do the 24 hours.
I would do the 24 hours.
It would be like folk music or something, but I can do 24 hours. Or country. Whew.
Yeah,
Ooh.
mine would be country. I would have to listen to country for
Yeah,
24
calm down
hours.
there, Hank Hill.
Whoa! Yeah, I would go with 24 hours because I mean, I don't even know what my least favorite genre is, to be honest.
Hmm.
Probably be something I just have no idea that it exists, and then I
Yodeling.
figure out that it exists and hate it. I don't know.
with it.
It's yodeling.
I yodel on my free time, Hannah. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
I am the yodeler.
Does anybody have other ones, or do you want me to keep going?
I'm gonna come up with one. Would
Okay.
you rather have to learn how to do the pan flute or the tuba?
I already know
Tuba!
how to do tuba.
Tuba, obviously.
I think I would go with the pan flute.
That's a visual right there.
And then, like, I'll put on, like, satyr leggings or something like that and pretend I'm a satyr. You know, like, Phil and Hercules.
Oh my god.
Gelatinis.
I'll do the whole thing.
I'll do the whole thing.
Gigi would look pretty sexy with a tuba on.
I already know how to play tuba though.
I sort of do, because I played trumpet. I'll just walk behind Trevor with my tuba.
And I'll be hopping along with my pan flute.
All right. Hannah, what else you got?
Okay. Would you rather be a famous singer or be able to bring your favorite singer back to life if they're dead? Or bring a famous singer back to life.
Wait, what was the first part?
Would you rather be a famous singer or be able to bring a favorite singer back to life if they're dead?
I don't want to be a singer.
I don't either.
So I'll choose the second one.
I'll be a singer.
Yeah, I'll bring Frank Sinatra back to life.
Ooh, that's a good pick.
I'll bring Selena.
So I guess I'm selfish for choosing the other option.
I don't know. I was considering it too. Like, it'd be kind of cool to be a famous singer.
Yeah.
Like, if you were a legit famous singer and you weren't like those auto-tuned people, but you like actually had the chops, that'd be pretty cool.
I
Yeah.
would like to know how to sing. I just would not want to be famous for it.
I'll be famous, but not for singing.
It'd be for my acting, obviously.
Okay, who do you prefer, Weird Al or The Lonely Island?
Oh,
Weird Al. Get out of here,
I'm
Lonely
going
Island.
Lonely Island.
I'm gonna go with Lonely Island because
I
I
don't-
don't really know a lot of Weird Al songs.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know too much Weird Al. There was like an album that
Shame.
I knew back in the day. There was that what was that one song that I knew really well? The Canadian Idiot instead of American Idiot. That's the only one I can think of, like off the top of my head. But I know there's other ones that I know. I just don't know them by name at the moment.
I think I only know Fat and
Eat It.
oh yeah, that one, and the Amish one.
Amish Paradise.
Yeah, that's it.
I know all his songs. I wish you guys knew more Weird Al. I think you'd change your minds.
Yeah, I probably would, because The Lonely Island, I mean, there's some songs that I'm like, oh yeah, you know, these are actually like enjoyable, but they get on my nerves pretty quickly. Like, they're not, I don't really think they're
You
meant,
can fuck off.
yeah. Like, they're not really a band that's like, or a group that's like meant to be like someone that you listen to all the time, but
Yeah, no.
I don't know. They're okay.
I don't know.
I don't listen to them all the time.
Sure you
Weird
don't.
Al is like, I have a category of people, like a very small category of people that I consider geniuses, and Weird Al's definitely in there. He's like made his living off of these parody songs, and he's like, he comes up with the most clever lyrics ever.
I'm just gonna cry.
He's super cool. I would love to meet him.
Yeah, he seems like a cool guy.
Yeah, come on the show, Weird Al.
Yeah, Weird Al, come on the show.
Please do.
Is he still like around, like doing stuff, or
Yeah,
he's like old now, isn't he?
he's still doing stuff, man.
He's like old though, right?
That's not what I meant. I was just saying, like, isn't he like super old? Wasn't he around in like the 80s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was Trevor. You don't see him bragging about it.
Yeah, the prime of his life, 1989 Trevor.
Yep. I peaked.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Here we go. Would you rather hear your favorite artist sing your least favorite song, or your least favorite artist sing your favorite song?
Nope. First one.
Least favorite artist. Who's my least favorite artist?
Probably Alice in Chains.
That's hilarious.
Thanks.
Just imagine like Cardi B was singing your favorite song and you were like, oh god.
Wop, 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 wop,
Trevor would
wop,
probably
wop.
like it, but
I think I'm gonna go with favorite artist just because he would put his own spin on it.
Yes, it would sound
Yeah,
beautiful.
probably make it sound
I don't know
better.
what my least favorite song is.
true.
Yeah, I'll go
Trying
with
to
that
think
one.
of what like least favorite song would be.
Dang.
Same.
Trevor should be happy.
Yeah.
Probably is.
Led Zeppelin singing Happy.
Happy? Yes. Robert Plant doing the twirl
That
with
would
his
be
fingers.
that'd be
Oh,
weird.
I would see it though. I would like to see Robert Plant spin on that. But
Yeah.
you have to be young Robert Plant, not Robert
Yeah.
Plant now.
Not
Oh
old.
man, it would start off with just vocals, and then there'd be
Yeah.
like the slight pause, and then John Bonham comes in with the drums. That would be a good song then.
Yeah. There you go.
See?
$1 million idea right there.
Bam.
Clap along.
John Bonham, come back to life and hit me up.
Yeah.
I got a song for you, boys.
Yeah.
See, it goes like this.
Oh my goodness.
What else?
What
Hmm.
else?
Would you listen to a song with terrible vocals but brilliant lyrics, or a song with amazing vocals but horrible lyrics?
Second, someone who can't sing just really irritates me.
Yeah.
It's me.
That's
I
true.
irritate
Yeah.
you.
Like, was it Tones and I?
Oh yeah.
Fucking hate her voice.
Mm. Yeah, I would probably go with someone who can, like, has a really good voice, but doesn't have good lyrics.
It's like the Wheels on the Bus or something.
Yeah.
But it's an amazing Wheels on the Bus.
I'd be
It brings a
fine
tear to my eye.
Yeah, they go
I
round
never
and
thought of it that
round.
way.
All through that damn town.
See, I'm thinking of things that aren't related to music, and I don't want to step on anyone's
What's wrong
toes.
Oh, I have one.
Toe.
Similar to Hannah's question, would you rather lose music in movies you watch or in the games you play?
Oof.
Oh,
Oof.
In the games you play.
that's hard.
I'm gonna say games.
I already said that.
I don't know if movies would exist
I don't
without
think
music.
they could survive.
Yeah.
I
Hey.
would say movies, because I think the main argument I have is that when you're playing a game, you're playing like an experience. Like it's you driving the experience. And so the music makes it better for you individually, whereas when you're in a movie, it's someone else, on the screen directing where to go. Like you don't have any control there. So I think I could lose the music for somebody else's experience, but not my own.
Yeah. But with that being said, I feel like music and movies at times go hand in hand because you get a lot of inspiration from one or the other, you know, like if
That's true.
movies never had music, do you think do you think video games would come up with that idea and it would still have the same effect?
It'd be interesting.
I don't know.
Like I was watching your video the other day. Like you were saying, "Oh my God, I love the music here in Halo." Like, can you imagine Halo without that music?
Yeah, it
How
wouldn't be nearly
boring it would be.
as
Yeah.
epic.
It would just be
Especially if you
Kyle
just had
humming to himself.
Dun, 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 dun,
Oh my gosh.
dun. Da, 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 da.
Cute.
Oh my
I
gosh, that
would.
song is so hard to play. We played it my ninth grade year for marching band, and the trumpets have that like that
Oh, really?
part,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
And we were just like, oh my
I wish my band played freaking Halo. That'd be awesome. We have like a whole choir at the beginning.
god. That was the funniest part. We had to do that part ourselves. Like if we weren't
Seriously?
playing, yeah, the woodwinds were doing
Dude.
that first part, and none of the brass. So all the brass players had to like hum along with it
That's
in
crazy.
the tone. Yeah, it was crazy. It turned out pretty good for a
Yeah.
marching band, but like,
But like,
yeah, we
no.
were excited.
Oh man, that's awesome. Anyway,
Whoa.
I'd probably go with video games though, because well, that's tough. It's tough because both would have a negative impact on my life. Because I watch a lot of movies, but I also play a lot of games, so it's like,
I don't like it.
yeah, like I could see both sides and why it would be so terrible. Because music in movies makes a movie enjoyable, and same can be said about video games. I'll go with movies because I play more video games. That's probably the only reason. So, no music in movies for me.
Final answer.
Yeah.
Answer.
I answered at the beginning.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's okay. No one ever pays attention to me.
What?
Hey, Gigi, how come you never come up with Would You Rathers?
I'm trying
Yeah.
to think of music ones, but I don't have one.
I'm just siphoning all her brain power right now.
Yeah.
Meow, meow,
Oh, here's a good one.
All right.
Would you rather run around while jumping and headbanging like a crazy person in front of the public,
Like a
like
mosh
basically
pit.
like a heavy metal rocker, or twerk in front of a public?
Oh my god,
gosh.
headbanging.
Head banging.
I would also say headbanging because I can't twerk. I don't know what that is.
I don't think you
Twerking
wanna
needs to
twerk.
stop.
Yeah, I'll go with
I was like,
You're going with twerking?
no. No headbanging.
You had that TW sound.
No, I
I
didn't.
heard that too.
No, I didn't.
Headbanging.
No, I genuinely got my words mixed up. No,
Oh, this
headbang.
one's interesting.
Oh, Gigi's coming up with some from the internet. Here we go again.
Yeah. Well, you were all bitching about it, so
Yeah, but everyone else is coming up with their own. You're over here on Google looking it
no
up.
one said I couldn't.
I'm just kidding. You should.
Disqualified.
Anyway,
The
you
tribe
butt
has spoken.
nugget. I don't know what you're talking about. Would you rather live in the music era of the 1990s America or 1970s Britain?
70s.
1990s.
Wait, what was in the 70s? Give me some examples.
Led Zeppelin?
Aren't they American?
No.
They're
Well,
not?
America made them, but they're actually British.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
American
Beatles.
made.
The Beatles were the 60s.
Even
Gosh.
for the 60s.
I'm fucking
Even I know
asking
that.
shit!
But Pink Floyd was still going strong.
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
I would say 90s because grunge.
Yeah, but not Alice in Chains, right, Hannah? Gosh,
No, probably not.
what would grunge be
Not
Well, the
even
rest of
without
grunge.
without Alice in Chains?
Everything else.
Yeah.
Nirvana.
What's
Nirvana.
everything else?
Yes.
Nirvana? They're not even that. Oh
Nirvana.
God, they're not
Every time
Plus,
nearly
I
like,
listen
as
to
not
good.
well,
Nirvana's.
not only that, but there's grunge and there's '90s rap, and '90s rap is pretty dang
Yeah.
good.
It is.
R&B.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
So I picked
You weren't even
90s.
alive.
Okay, so what?
In the 90s?
I was
He
alive
was
in the
barely
90s.
alive.
Hey, I got 3 solid years in the 90s, okay?
He's head
Oh
banging at
my
the baby.
god. Baby Kyle.
To my credit though, a lot of the music I listen to
No scrubs for
is
baby Kyle.
much older than I am. Like early 90s and like below for the most part. Like 2000s music wasn't really that great for me. It was all right. Some of it was good.
Say.
I mean, System of Down's in there. But anyway, I would probably go with 90s though for that
Nice.
question.
Gigi, you said '70s?
I said 90s.
Oh, you said
I'm the
'90s.
only one
Okay.
who said 70s.
Wow, you think you're special, Trevor?
Well, that makes me unique in this situation.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
Kyle.
Hey,
Suck
guess
on
what,
that
Trevor?
nipple.
You're
Unique. You're unique
just
for
like
for
everyone
listening to
else.
Led Zeppelin, yeah.
Well, at least they had the, bigger fan base, so
At least they're well known.
yeah.
That's nice.
It is nice. I can talk to more people about it.
Yeah, because you just love to
Uh,
talk to people about everything.
I have one last question.
All right.
Would you rather listen to silence for a week or Lil Wayne's voice
Silence.
for a day?
Or what?
Lil Wayne's voice for a day.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Silence.
Little Wayne.
I'm thinking of
Silence.
Lil Jon, huh?
I think so, yeah.
There's too many Lils.
Loud.
Yeah. I don't know if I could do silence for a week. I think
could
I would just
not.
do Lil Wayne for a day.
So you're basically just deaf for a day or for a week.
Yeah.
What?
Well, I
That's Lil Wayne.
guess, yeah.
There's people who do it full time.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but that's
if
like
they could do it. Fuck.
that's the whole going back to the no music thing. Like if you're just
Yeah.
listening to
Lazy.
silence.
But if
It's
I
only a week,
but if
though.
it's only a week and I know it's only a week, then I think I'd be all right.
Even for a week?
Yeah.
Oof.
No.
Well, there are times where I find myself like sitting down and like playing video games with like no sound and like I'm just enjoying
That's
myself.
weird.
I
Yeah,
know.
that's
Yeah.
strange.
I know, but like sometimes I forget that like oh yeah, I could play music right now or like oh yeah, there's sound that could be applied to this or something and then I'm just sitting there for like 30 minutes and I'm like oh yeah, I guess I could put some music on or something. Like I just start playing baseball or something and it's just quiet. And I'm just like sitting there. I don't know. I could do it for a
It's
week.
just uncomfortable.
All right,
It's
so I have a
like for
question.
long periods of time.
Yeah.
So you guys played the show. I don't know if Hannah's still playing it. Is there music in that?
Yes.
I turn it off, but yeah, there's really bad music in
There's
it.
Greta Van Fleet in one of them, so I blast that stuff all the time.
Yeah, but what is it? One, maybe 2 songs. You just blast that over and over.
Pretty much.
You could just put
So-
The rest of
Spotify
it's
on.
trash.
Is it just like as if a radio was playing or something?
Yeah, and it has like a select song, like 30
Yeah.
songs or something like that.
But
Like
even most of the time, I'm listening to the announcers be annoying.
yeah, I turn all that shit off and just put on music, like my own music. But yeah, the
Well
music
done.
has never been good in those games.
Except for Greta Van Fleet. Give him that one.
They even had a Green Day song on there. I think it was this game, but it was like their new song, and it was so bad. I was like,
So bad.
this is terrible.
Green Day still exists?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm
Wow.
turning green just thinking about it.
Where?
Bitch,
Whoa.
where?
Where do you think?
Vote in the comments.
Body.
Okay, I have one. I have
Shrek
one.
on our hands.
It's not related to music, so don't crucify me. But I need some.
Fine.
I need some clarification first before I ask it. What's what like Super Mario Bros. Like that game, and like what's that
I know
style?
of it.
What's that style of gaming
Platforming?
Platformer?
where it's
2D
like
platformer?
2D? Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Today.
2D.
Today. Today platformer.
Okay.
Okay.
So my question is, would you rather live the rest of your life in a 2D platformer or
Hell yeah.
in
Black.
in virtual reality?
VR makes me
How-
sick.
How advanced is VR in this scenario?
Um, just as good as just think of like the best. I don't know how
Can I
how
only see hands?
I've never experienced VR before, so I don't know.
I don't know either.
it's. I mean, today I've experienced it a little bit. It's like pretty good, but it depends on the game you're playing. So let's just say it's
Alright,
pretty
so
good.
what's the game we're playing?
It doesn't matter. You're living your life. It's not the game.
Well, in this VR world, would I only be able to see like disembodied hands floating around?
Like Rayman?
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Let's just say
That's
yes.
essentially what's in a VR. No, I can't do that. Nope. 2D platform.
I'd do 2D platform. I think it'd be fun.
I'll do what I'm comfortable with. 2D platform.
I'd probably go with
Join
virtual
us.
reality.
G G G G G G.
Oh God.
Kyle, you would go with disembodied hands over some platforms?
I mean, I just feel like it's more realistic. I don't know if I'm trying to reconnect with how my life used to be, then I would
What?
go with
What
virtual
does that
reality because because it's more close to like reality than a 2D platform because it's like
It could be.
you're just looking at your life from a screen and it's 2D.
Also, would you even be able to tell in a 2D platformer? Because you'd be 2D looking one way at a time.
Yeah. Is
So
it
would you even be
three-dimensional
able to-
for the player?
For you it
Or,
is,
the
but it's
person in there?
just think of
Yeah,
it
so
like
why
you're
wouldn't that be
playing
normal?
Mario. Like it's that same view.
I think he sees it in 3D.
Oh my God. No. What?
We're overthinking
Otherwise-
it.
Otherwise, he's just looking at lines the whole time.
Yes.
Oh my God. But the you're overthinking it too much. And
No,
I know
I'm not. You're underthinking it.
No. Whatever. Forget mine.
I need some clarifications.
Who cares? I don't even care anymore.
Hey, you don't want to ride a Yoshi? And then drop him off a cliff?
Oh my god.
Sacrificing him?
For fun?
So that we can move on?
All right.
Okay, happy endings?
Yeah, let's do that.
Anyone want to go?
I heard a yawn.
Yeah, I'm
Gigi.
sorry, Gigi.
That was Gigi.
I'll go. For my happy ending this week, I started uploading again
Nice.
on my YouTube channel.
Nice.
So I did 2 more Last of Us episodes, and I put up the first 2 episodes of Undertale,
Nice.
and that's been a lot of fun. I am also drawing all of my Undertale thumbnails.
Ooh.
Ooh,
So- uh, oh.
cool.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
All right. Um, you know what? I'll go the same sort of path that Hannah just went. I started a new series. I think it was last week, this week. I don't remember when the first video came out, but it's one of my favorite games. It's Halo, and I'm playing through it, and I'm trying to challenge myself by doing it on the hardest difficulty without dying. And so far, it's been challenging at times. I don't know if you guys have seen the episode where I died a lot, but
Yeah, I unsubscribed.
this YouTuber is a failure.
False advertising. It says no dying right
Hey,
there.
no, but I do say in parentheses attempt. Okay, so it's not false.
Just kidding, Kyle.
It'd be worse if I said like walk through or something like, oh, this is how you do it, and then I go die. But
Let's play Halo.
but I'm having a lot of fun with it. Playing my favorite game on my channel is like, I don't know, it's like this sense of accomplishment, like being able to do that.
Sense of
It's
pride and accomplishment.
sure, yeah, and it's fun. I like it.
Way to add a word, Trevor.
I was quoting EA.
Oh. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Yeah.
GG.
Yeah, I was telling Trevor, I think yesterday, like listening to the CD falling. Like I told him, like I had like this weird moment, and I don't want to give out too many details because it's kind of personal. But like I had this aha moment of like realizing like a pattern that I've done since I was like a kid, and I don't know. It was very interesting to like experience that because I've never had like a pure aha moment or a moment of clarity or anything like that. Um, but I did, and like I've been in such like a good mood all week. Like it was just like one of the weirdest. I don't know. Like I don't want to say like tell you guys off the podcast if you guys really want to know, but yeah, I had like this really positive moment and it was good. And like I said, like I had this clarity and I've been having like a pretty positive week, just like mentally and yeah, it's been pretty cool. And then also I restarted Harry Potter and I only have one chapter left and then I'm done with that book. Finally.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're welcome for bringing Evanescence back into your life.
Well, we'll see about that.
Okay,
Everyone
and
can use a little minute.
I have 3, but I'll limit
Oh my
myself
god.
to 2.
I guess this podcast is going to be 2 hours.
Positive Trevor.
Alright, so like Gigi said, she started, well, not started, but like she's reading Harry Potter, and like she's finally getting into it. Like at first it was just she was reading it because I was making her, but now she's told me I'm just gonna read, and I cannot describe how happy that makes me. Like she's
boy.
super into it now.
You turning green again?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then this other one, it didn't happen this week, but it is music related, so I wanted to share it. Um, I created a playlist on Spotify of all the Pink Floyd albums, and I finally went through all of them
Holy shit.
just so I can say I've listened to every Pink Floyd song.
I'm surprised you haven't already
And
had done that.
no, I prefer the later Pink Floyd,
Yeah.
and nothing's changed, but now I can say I've listened to every Pink Floyd song.
Huh.
Nice.
Nice.
I've attempted that. It's not easy.
It was if I remember correctly, 13 hours and 44 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I also finished up a playlist this week for my D&D character. I usually make playlists that just like songs that relate to different characters if I'm like doing writing or a D&D character or something like that, and I actually finished one. I
And
was like,
just
sweet.
for clarification, this is Lupin?
Yeah,
Nice.
Nice.
got a playlist.
Is that something we can listen to? Is that on Spotify?
You can
It
share
is.
it. Yeah, you
Like,
can share
we can
playlists.
look it up?
Yeah, it's public.
I was gonna say, I think I follow Hannah, so you should be able to do it.
Oh, cool. I
There
wanna hear it.
you go.
Yeah, I have playlists too, guys.
Hi!
I'd be willing to share. Please share with us your Halo.
I do have like a soundtrack playlist that has like a bunch of music from video games and whatnot.
I
But
remember
it's just
you
Kyle,
asking us
though.
about that.
Kyle singing.
Yeah.
It's just I just like put my voice like it's like 3 different voices going at once.
He covers it, that's what it is.
Oh, oh. It's all acapella.
Yeah. Yep. That's me.
Kyle.
Kyle does a lot of editing, so he might as well.
That is true.
I don't have that much free time.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Trying to tell Kyle he's fired?
Yes, I'm firing Kyle.
Wait, wasn't he already fired?
Like 10
As
episodes ago,
legitimate,
yeah.
Yeah, he got demoted.
So, what are you doing here, Kyle?
Well,
Where's my Starbucks, Kyle?
I mean, nobody, gave me like my final, check or whatever, so I'm just still here.
Now he's on.
Here's a
about the
pink
money.
slip.
I don't see a replacement, so I'm still here.
We're waiting on Weird Al's response.
Weird Al.
Every episode will begin with a polka now.
All right. So I guess that's it. That's the end of the podcast. I noticed, or I feel like we haven't done a Spider-Man reference in a while. Are we?
Oh, boy.
Are we still doing that, or is that like a dead thing
Who's
now?
Spider-Man?
Spider who?
It's dead. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see you guys
Kyle,
next
gotta let
time.
these things come naturally, man.
Hey, I'm just asking
I
the
mean,
question.
you can't force a Spider-Man reference.
Yeah, you're right. It does come naturally. I'm sorry. Anyway, join us next
Like those,
time.
butt nuggets.
And until then, stay saucy, you butt nuggets.
Oh,
Stay tuned for bloopers.
barely taller than me.
I think science has something to say about that.
Maybe if your feet weren't so flat, Gigi, you'd be a little taller.
Yeah, if I just had an arch, and I'd be a little bit taller. Oh man, oh, it's great.
So you gonna sing the intro?
Yeah.
No.